This year, an Indian star is born. The star is Fiji Indian TV, featuring a live web TV show covering news, current affairs, sports, Bollywood gupshup, Kaunchi Pakaya, Aao Chat Kare, FITV Talent Time, live coverage and more. Join us with your host Param Sivan. Fiji Indian TV, providing entertainment for the Fiji Indians around the globe. Every Sunday from 1 p.m. www.fijiindiantv.com. Be there.
I think हिलते हम लोग यहाँ पे गुड़ तो नहीं लग गए. We just lost our live stream for a second. तो नहीं ला तुम्हारा फिर से. नहीं.
Science fiction movie में जो freeze हो जाता है ना.
तब freeze frame audience में कहीं रुक गए हैं.
जो time warp होता है दूसरे में.
Yes.
Sports में.
That's happening.
Sports में भी उधर Glasgow में Commonwealth Games भी होएगा. This year.
That's right.
Yeah, in Glasgow. So you'll cover some of that. I don't think Fiji is attending.
Well, it's before, before the elections.
Okay, so that's another sports event. So चलते हैं.
What happened to the World Cup soccer? We were supposed to talk about World Cup soccer, and then we went off the topic, didn't we?
Well, you guys know. You guys talk about it. I'm not pass information.
Just wrap it up. What was the prediction written there?
I'm looking at it. Well, none of us won the competition, but I won officially because I went to extra time. And extra time, Germany was. I predicted Argentina to win by 1 goal.
What was our prediction?
Your predictions was big because you said Doc said Germany 1, Argentina 2. Jeet said Germany 3, Argentina 1, and mine was Argentina 1. Hey, actually, hang on. Yeah, Argentina 1 and 0.
Germany.
So it was swapped the other way around, and I went half time.
And I said Argentina win, but wrong details.
Yes. Yeah. तुम लोग full time में बता रहा.
No, I said Germany will win.
You said Germany.
But my score was, I said 3-1. Okay. But in normal time. But
yeah, तुम Argentina.
Normal time.
Yeah.
Both of you said Argentina.
If I went with my gut feeling, I would have got it correct. Extra time and 1-0. But I went for Argentina. I wanted them to win this year, but apparently they didn't win. That's okay. So that was soccer के बारे में. Soccer के बारे में.
Concentration lapse for a minute and the goal happened.
Yes.
That's all it takes.
That's all it takes.
It was quite an easy goal, though.
No. I mean, the German coach was quite good actually. When he took off Miroslav Klose because he was tired, he put a new fresh striker in there and tiring defense. I mean, for 112 minutes. I mean, tiring defense. That's all you need is a lapse in concentration, and that's when the goal happened. Within probably 30 seconds. And that's when it all happened.
Well, that's good. Actually, that's good. Soccer to khatam ho gaya. We have to wait for another 2 years for the Asia Cup, I think.
Asian Cup.
It's happening in Sydney at the moment. This year.
4 years for the next World Cup.
Yes, for
long time.
And there's other functions happening. We'll keep you entertained and informed. Because there's
European Cup
is also.
UEFA chalega.
UEFA will happen, yes.
We'll keep you entertained with details. Have you guys seen Ashiki 2 film? तुम देखा?
No.
Doc तुम film देखता हो ना?
No, I do.
Not me. Been ages.
Well, if an Indian song is taken and used in a different way, it just looks totally different. Have a look at it.
सकते तेरे बिना क्या वजूद मेरा हम तेरे बिन अब रह नहीं सकते तेरे बिना क्या वजूद मेरा तुझसे जुदा अगर हो जाएंगे तो खुद से ही हो जाएंगे जुदा क्योंकि तुम ही हो अब तुम ही हो जिंदगी अब तुम ही हो चैन भी मेरा दर्द भी मेरी आशिकी अब तुम ही हो तेरा मेरा रिश्ता है कैसा एक पल को दिया मेरा वक्त सभी कोई लम्हा मेरा ना हो तेरे बिना हर सांस पे नाम तेरा क्योंकि तुम ही हो अब तुम ही हो जिंदगी अब तुम ही हो चैन भी मेरा दर्द भी मेरी आशिकी अब तुम ही हो क्योंकि तुम ही हो अब तुम ही हो मेरी आशिकी अब तुम ही हो हम तेरे बिन अब
कैसा लगा?
Don't anybody try that at home. I think that's extreme athleticism there.
Gymnastics.
Athlete.
Russian?
Russian?
Yes.
Russian?
Ukraine.
yeah.
Ukraine, actually.
Ukraine.
You know,
And
also part
we're having a bit of
Russia.
tragedy there, but that's very high level artistry, expertise, and good for Bollywood. It's about time we got a little bit of international exposure.
Yes.
You know, in Russia, Ukraine, there's I mean, the Bollywood films, they actually see a lot of Bollywood films and music.
Yeah,
as
they've
well.
been watching since the golden years,
Golden years.
black and white.
Yeah, actually, I think it was, what's his name?
Raj Kapoor.
Raj Kapoor actually took
He was the
movie.
pioneer.
He's the pioneer. He actually took the movies across
Raj
to Russia
Kapoor.
and Ukraine. Yeah.
And it shot
He was
some
the-
movies
yeah.
there too, I think.
I think during those war years, they didn't have much to do, no? I think post-war.
Plus, India and Russia
building.
had a good relationship. Probably still have. And you have shown Param some of the singers
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
who sang Indian songs last episode.
Yes. Bharata
Last week.
Kalaka. A lot of people actually. Well, guys, let's move ahead. Let's show you another video. You guys have, because politics abhi jari hai, Fiji mein elections are coming, and when elections are coming, people are talking about two people. One is George Speight, and the other one is Sitabani Rambuka, and of course Frank Bainimarama
Himself. They all
But,
carried out coups.
Yes.
all the-
And of course, recently I've seen Lasagna Garase making statement regarding some
Great Council of Chiefs.
Great Council of Chiefs,
So we'll
yeah.
talk about that in a little bit while.
Wow.
But let's just show you a video of this guy here.
Regards to your families in your various countries. We trust that you're having an enjoyable and a successful time academically and socially here in our dear beloved nation of Fiji. That as you near your graduation time, that you will take away fond memories of your time here with us. God willing, many of us are going home very soon. The pre-release center, as you know, this is anyone who's got 2 years or less usually comes here. But then there's also a few lifers amongst us. I'm one of them. And there's a few other brothers here who are lifers. We've been very blessed to be transferred to this institution. At the moment, there's 48 inmates here. At least 10 or 11 are leaving before December, or by December. And there's another 11 or so that's leaving by March next year. And then there's going to be replacements coming in again. But we'd like to see you again if possible. We'd like to welcome you back anytime you can come and spend with us. We'll be very grateful. So on behalf of all the brothers, I'd like all the brothers to show our appreciation to you in the usual manner. Thank you very much. God bless.
Yes, that was Sitabani George Speight.
George
Yes.
Speight,
And what was the occasion?
Fit, huh?
What was the occasion?
I think graduation.
Graduation for the, see what happens. I think the parole. I think it's actually is when the prisoners come
Get released.
Get released before the release date. I mean,
Pre-release.
like parole.
Ah,
I mean,
okay.
if they're on a good behavior, so they go
Yes.
to this institution
To prepare them.
for the release.
जो छोटे है ना छोटे
Like juveniles and stuff like that. Yeah.
those who have also got for a short time, I believe,
Short
6
time.
months,
Okay.
and
6 months.
they're graduating or something, or some for
Yes.
2 years.
Very, very windy day. We could.
But
pick it up
he
on the
actually said
microphone.
over there. He actually said over there that he's been there for life.
Life.
sentence.
Yeah, so that's-
Unfortunate, but kya kare, you make your decisions in your life and you end up well. Let's get ahead and
Yeah,
see what's happening.
I
in
mean,
January.
talking of politics, I mean, as I said in the program earlier, that's only 58 days for elections, right?
Right.
And although it's 58 days and 17 hours if you take Fiji time now, so that's closed. I mean, it's and everyone is just closing things close to their chest. I mean, not releasing any of the. I mean, just went to the site and
Keeping
there's nothing.
Cards.
Oh, very close to the chest.
एक्का नहीं दिखाते हैं.
No. It's basically what they're doing is basically.
Paisa. You finished this, right?
Yeah. No, I got some news here. I mean. अब इलेक्शंस में होता है कि फियर टैक्टिक्स क्लेम्स है ना. आई मीन एक उम्मीदवार जो फिजी लेबर पार्टी के उम्मीदवार है व्यासदेव शर्मा जी कह रहे थे कि ये जो फियर टैक्टिक्स है कि लोगों को रोका जाता है ना,
डरा धमका कर.
हाँ, मीटिंग्स में जाने के लिए उनको कहते हैं कि मत जाओ वहाँ पर, शायद मुठभेड़ होगा. आई डोंट थिंक सो, बट आई मीन दे क्लेमिंग ना. आई मीन दिस कैंडिडेट हियर व्यास शर्मा जी कह रहे थे ना, बिकॉज़ व्हाट ही इज सेइंग इज ही स्टिल, आई मीन द पार्टी सपोर्ट इज स्टिल देयर व्हेन एनएफपी FLP, when Fiji Labour Party won the elections in 1999, they still have the same support, the same support of people.
That led to the 2000 coup, remember?
Yeah, that's
George
right.
Spade's coup.
Yeah, but he's saying, I mean, there are tactics being used, fear-mongering tactics, but I mean, we don't hear much of this anyway.
We don't hear, but there could be, but we don't know.
Yeah.
If anybody are hearing about this, do keep us informed.
So that's on elections. और न्यूज़ में जानकारी में ये है कि एक सड़क दुर्घटना में एक व्यक्ति के देहांत हो गए. आई मीन ये जो एक्सीडेंट है ये मलोलो नेंडी में हुआ और ये खास तौर पर एक टोयोटा फील्डर गाड़ी था, इसमें दो व्यक्ति ट्रेवल कर रहे थे और he went on the other side of the line and hit an oncoming vehicle, a 10-wheeler.
Tragic.
It's a tragic. Yeah,
it might be
it happened early in the morning, 8:30 in the morning.
Must have fallen asleep on the wheels.
Microsleep.
maybe.
It just
That
went on.
minute and you're gone.
And so the 34-year-old actually lost his life in the accident. गाड़ी को बहुत बुरी तरह से हानि हुई है. Yeah, it's basically written off. I mean, I saw in the internet. I mean, it's just crumble like, you know.
No chance.
No chance to
रात के
survive.
तो the vision is limited because they don't have street lights on there.
Was it 8:30 morning or night?
8:30 a.m. in the morning.
Oh, morning में.
Morning.
Okay.
So unless he was working night shift and then going home or something, you know, and just collided with a 10-wheeler head on. दूसरी न्यूज़ में ये है कि फिजी कॉमर्स कमीशन ने ये ऐलान किया है कि जो फार्मास्यूटिकल प्रोडक्ट्स है 75 फार्मास्यूटिकल प्रोडक्ट्स को इन्होंने एक लिस्ट बनाया है और एक फिक्स प्राइस होगा, दाम इसका फिक्स प्राइस होगा जिनमें शामिल है रिटेल एंड होलसेल प्राइसेस. मान लो अगर आप एक पैकेट पेनाडोल खरीद रहे हैं ना, तो आप अगर आप एमएच में जाएंगे उसका डिफरेंट प्राइस है और एक छोटे दुकान में जाएंगे तो उसका डिफरेंट. बट अब क्या हुआ है फिजी में, प्राइस कंट्रोल हो गया 75 फार्मास्यूटिकल प्रोडक्ट्स का, जिसमें शामिल है वैक्सीन वगैरह भी कॉमनली यूज्ड मेडिसिन, एंटीबायोटिक्स है, साथ साथ पेन किलर्स है, डायबिटिक जो है मेडिकेशंस, इनका ये अब 75 आइटम्स इन्होंने लिस्ट किया है. ये जो फिजी कॉमर्स कमीशन है इन्होंने लिस्ट बनाया है और ये एक संस्था है जहाँ पर हमेशा ये जाएंगे और प्राइस चेक करेंगे ना, प्राइस कंट्रोल. सो बेसिकली अगर आप खरीद रहे हैं एक पैकेट पेनाडोल या कोई भी छोटा भी दुकान में आप खरीद रहे हैं तो $10
everywhere.
Yeah, so it's a fixed
Unless
price.
you go on black market.
अगर रात को जाएंगे ना, but I think it's that's what it is. जैसे बियर मिलता है ना ब्लैक मार्केट में. और साथ साथ में ये देखा जाए और तावीनी आपका गांव
गार्डन आइलैंड ऑफ
फिजी में पानी की कमी.
ड्राउट.
मेरे ख्याल से ये जो विलेज है नवाकावाओ जो विलेज है, हाँ, ये मेरे ख्याल से तावीनी के बिल्कुल टिप पर है.
क्या है उधर मातेई जैसे एयरपोर्ट है वो नॉर्दर्न टिप है. हाँ,
ये मेरे ख्याल से नवाकाई साधन टिप है.
अच्छा.
इसमें क्या है कि यहाँ पर पानी की कमी है और जैसे कि हमने गए सप्ताह बताया था कि जो सिडनी नहीं, ये जो फिजी का ड्रिंकिंग वाटर है इनका जो क्वालिटी है बहुत ही बुरी, इनका जो क्वालिटी बहुत ही बुरी है. और देखा जाए तो जो यहाँ पर जो लोग रह रहे हैं कुल मिलाकर 600 जो रेसिडेंट्स हैं यहाँ पर, ये अब क्या करते हैं, बस में जाते हैं और गैलन में पानी लाते हैं जो,
तो
और
पूरी थर्ड वर्ल्ड कंट्री की तरह
बिल्कुल. और इसके विषय में उन्होंने मांग की है
एक एडवांटेज है त्रिवेणी में रहना, जो पानी कमी होगी. बोलो क्या बहुत नारियल के पेड़ है, बहुत नारियल. So that's God's blessing.
और आजकल नारियल अपने भी गिरते हैं ना, बड़ा गिरे.
So नारियल के बहुत है. So एकदम nobody will be dying from thirst. But of course, you need water to cook, na?
Yeah, बिल्कुल.
धोने के लिए.
Yeah, खाने पीने के लिए, showers के लिए, you need.
Showers के लिए nothing.
Showers के लिए nothing. You can go there, but you still need to rinse.
Distilled water नहीं, लेकिन क्या कहते हैं उसको? Bore water.
Bore water.
Over here, bore water they don't drink, but over there the water is quite good.
So
that was it.
Due to low rainfall, must be.
Low rainfall. Tawin gets a lot of rain, but the quality of water is the issue. जैसे मैंने आगे सबको बताया था ना कि फिजी का जो ड्रिंकिंग वाटर is very very contaminated.
I think northern division में they wouldn't have this issue. They probably have it in the southern division.
हम जब छोटे थे त्रिवेणी में तो water was collected in a tank. Plus नाला का पानी is very clear water. We used to drink that
because the rain comes
from the hill.
From the hill.
Very pure.
Oh well, it's good to see developments happening in Fiji.
और साथ में cyber crime in Fiji is in rise. यानी कि internet based child pornography.
Oh, that is.
Yes, it's in rise in Fiji. So the Fiji government is in assistance with the University of South Pacific. Actually, are monitoring this very closely because there are incidents where young girls have been lured into parks and all that by the predators. So
Facebook is at fault.
Yeah, I mean there's Facebook, there's internet, there's internet
itself.
Internet, yeah. So it's across the board. I mean, every country has got these issues, and now Fiji is the next country where it's getting pampered with at the moment.
I don't think it's it's partly people have been blaming social media, and we can't quote on any social media as such, but any social media is there for a reason, unless you don't misuse it. A lot of people are blaming social medias, but it's there for your entertainment. Don't take it to the next level.
Communication. When you abuse it, that's
a good sense of communication. If you think 10 years down the track it was not there, so people are misusing it, and it will happen apparently. The way the world is happening.
Yeah, so I mean, basically Fiji is no immune from anything at the moment. I mean, everything which happens in our society actually goes there. It goes
finds Fiji eventually.
Well, it's good to see. It's good to know that a lot of things Fiji is keeping up with the developments with crime and without crime. It's good to see.
The negatives,
and the positives. Like every other country, it's good to see कि बढ़ रहे हैं आगे at least. Otherwise, अगर कुछ crime ना हो तो क्या होगा उधर?
Unemployment rate is so high. So
a lot of things are happening. As we can't predict, I suppose. We can just
big task for the new government: unemployment and crime,
and also cost of living is another issue.
And the health. Four things.
Yeah. Well, when you're talking about cost of living, I've got something to tell you. This is, what's his name? Frank Bainimarama. If you can see on the screen, he's been campaigning. He's
Fiji First.
Huh?
Fiji First.
Fiji First. Kitna party hai so far?
5.
That must be their bus. Oh, he's a nice blue shirt there.
Yeah. Yes. If you can see, in other countries, which other country can you see a prime minister going amongst a crowd like that? Have you seen any? Africa? No, definitely no. Zimbabwe, Africa, around the other nations around there. ये सब नहीं होगा जो यहाँ पर हो रहा है Fiji में. So that's positive things I could see about this is our prime minister, look at his shots, current prime minister, and it's amongst the people, and be there out there, and it's not easy. That's the bus, Fiji First,
nice color,
and it goes with his chappal. He's wearing a chappali, I can see.
Yeah, he's wearing a front.
He's down to earth down there, chappali pehno here.
He's campaigning with his bus. Actually, that's good to see. He's also traveling in the bus, huh?
Yes, that's his bus. He travels around on his bus, and as always, itne bhi picture aap dekh rahe hain. He's got his shirt, and I think that's the trade mark of the Fiji First. He's going around meeting people, and I don't know where. Nandro supermarket.
No,
it's not Nandro. It's
Upar dekho Milk Bar Nandro supermarket.
Oh, is it Nandro?
What are the cycle dekhe?
ताकि तेजे भी दूध पियो और गाजर खाओ.
And that is the Fiji First bus with
Bainimarama. Yeah, that's
shaking hands with one of our Bainis,
yes. And these are some of the photos, and he's probably talking there something about
to
this guy.
Some local people, yes.
What's happening here?
It's good to see. Very good.
He's got a job and a half to do. I mean, if he does actually win the election, because I mean, there's a couple of very key issues he's got to look at. First, the medical facilities in Fiji. He's got to really look at that.
And I don't know if people can see on the screen. This is here has been, if you can see, during the 7-year period between the 2000 and 2006, which is predominantly led by PM Garase. So the red one you can see, Doc, that's been the Garase era. And the blue has been sort of basically stabilized when the Frank Bainimarama took into power. And these are facts and figures by the government. And it's out there for people to see ki kya ho raha hai. So if you look at the trend, I looked at it and I said, kya hota hai? Then I realized it's the other way trend.
It's a deficit.
Deficit mein chale.
Yeah, if it's positive, then
because I'm used to seeing the other side of the histogram.
He likes to see.
Y axis, x axis often aise rehta hai. So you see the histogram. So what's the take-home message there?
Take-home message is quite clear. Have a look at it yourself and make the judgment yourself. This is all out there in the web.
Big change.
Big change.
Big change. That's what he's done. I mean, look at the average from 4.3% deficit. He's brought it down to 1.7.
So as an accountant, what do you think, Jit?
I mean, still a deficit, not good. But I mean, having said that, I mean,
a small country like Fiji, which has got very limited export resources.
Yeah. I mean, you can't do that. I mean, basically, as a small nation, I mean, deficits are not good. But I mean, controlling your deficit is one of the things which he has done. I mean, probably if he stays there a bit longer, then what will happen is all this thing will disappear. Because it's deficit only happens, I mean, when you're spending more than what you're earning.
And you're borrowing.
Yeah, and you're borrowing basically.
तो हमारा infrastructure जैसे farming वगैरह भी काफी down थे because the land was put into reserve.
That's right.
So hopefully once that goes back up. Second to tourism, we are an agriculture-based economy. Like New Zealand.
Coming to your point, is you just said our land issues कुछ आपने कहा था, just said
land को reserve कर दिया था.
Land को reserve कर दिया था.
They refused to
give leases out.
To renew leases, na? That's a major issue in Fiji. That has to be sorted out.
And I think coming into that, there has been some changes regarding the Great Council of Chiefs. So before, the Great Council of Chiefs were making the decisions on behalf of a lot of people. So what the government has currently done now is taken that power off.
They have actually, they've created another body.
So, Great Council of Chiefs can be independently go to the government and say, I want this. Instead of the one person ruling, chief ruling karta tha pehle na.
Yeah.
So I say, if you are in the council, you go to the government, any government for that matter. And that is where I think there's heated arguments and a lot of words have been exchanged.
A lot of fireworks.
A lot of words have been exchanged, and there's, Syed Qayyum has said something in response to that.
He's written an article in the Fiji Sun, and Mr. Garase has responded. Have you seen that?
I haven't
read that. Have you done?
Yes, I haven't read the article.
Yeah.
But Mr. Garase has basically said that the Great Council of Chiefs will be brought back if they win, and that is an essential part of Fiji's history, and it's part and parcel of the Fijian mana. It's part of the culture.
Fiji has culture. Yeah. I mean, it's good to have the Great Council. There's nothing wrong with it. But I mean, what Bainimarama is basically trying to do is still have the body there. But what happens is when one chief doesn't agree with what the rest of them are doing, he actually goes to the independent body that he has created and basically resolve his issues there.
Do it democratically.
That's what he said.
So, you don't no longer,
I mean, which is a good thing, because if for
issue
example,
of land comes into a very strong, and that's what Sadelpa.
Mr. Garase's point was that if you watch the video, that Mr. Qayyum, not being a Fijian, basically should not be making comments and judgments and recommendations regarding.
But I haven't actually read that.
I haven't read the article, but I will.
Article regarding Syed
It's in the Fiji Sun.
Yeah, that's what they quoted to. So we'll have a look at it and read it next week and see what's happening.
But I have watched Mr. Garase's video, and he's got a point. I think he's got a point.
So, I mean, it's quite touchy. The other thing I was thinking, he's got a point. That's very good. But the world is actually moving ahead. Technology is moving ahead. Countries are moving ahead. We need to get out of the shell. You need to get out of the shell and do things according to what the world is actually demanding out there. because if you're making certain decisions to run the country, which is in a little hub, then no country would like to sort of contribute to know you.
Well, coming to your point, the deficits. The only way to fix deficits. I mean, what the government doing here is fixing the deficits. What do they do?
I was quite surprised to see that. And I said, "Kya ulta lage?" Then I realized, ulta nahi hai. That's the way it works.
It works, yeah.
Yes, and it's
if
quite
it's a positive,
impressive.
it goes on top, basically, of the graph.
So that's the Fiji First. Abhi nahi keh sakte Fiji First ke baare mein, but that's the current Prime Minister that's actually done that. But that's actually, I suppose, we'll have to look at other parties to see what they've done.
I'm just wondering, any other parties, do they have a bus going around, or are they allowed to have?
And the campaigning they can do, yeah.
Whatever you like.
Yeah.
I think there's a campaign budget, na? Sab parties ka hota hai.
Yes.
Yes, I mean, obviously, the more
sponsorship.
Yeah. And
so the bus must have been sponsored by the company that had actually given that bus.
Yeah, it could be one of the bus
It
companies.
has to be sponsored, and I don't think it's a government money. So we can dig into it more, but I'm pretty sure the way things work in Fiji, go on bus company, that's an old bus. If you can see, it's not a Chifton.
No.
Air conditioned bus.
Quite modern, And the other fair thing is to allow all the parties to have airtime if there is campaigning on, say, Fiji TV. That's how it happens in democratic countries and here. Balanced, no?
Yes. So I'm digging more. This is today I'm digging into Fiji First, and I'd like to see what other parties are doing. Any photos? I mean, or any websites, actually, for example. There are people who are active out there. They are doing things. So until as such we don't know, we can't promote, or we can't actually talk about it, I suppose. Media is such. So, we request people ki agar aapke paas koi detail. I have actually requested to so many people and said, look, give us some details ki kya ho raha hai, what is National Federation Party is doing. So I don't know who the leader is at the moment.
Viman Prasad for National Federation Party.
And what they're doing behind kya uska?
My experience has been with professionals in Fiji that they seem to be quite unwilling to correspond on the email regarding political details.
Look, politics is such that if you're not there, you're not there. You won't get your message out there. Simple as that. I mean,
I think they're more worried about maybe repercussions, because these guys are all academics and they seem to be very cagey. They don't want to really get into on the internet.
As we're saying, they are playing their cards close to their chest, so you don't get any news and any information. I don't know.
But I would say, why wouldn't you come out there when the social media is so big?
Well, it depends how much leeway they've got and how much of exposure they've got and what sort of information.
Forget about the party. I can go and say कि ये party अच्छा है वो I can if you like some party you could probably go and promote. And ये आम जनता कर सकते हैं ना. I haven't seen any posts from the Aam Janta. If you think, whoever you are, there's messages, you don't have to post your photos out there. The forum is quite big, actually. Forum is quite big. So, I think I'm going to dig more into it now and see what the forum says. What do you reckon, guys?
Yeah,
Shall we
why
dig
not?
more into it? As you said, we'd like to see more what is Federation Party doing. And
Fiji Labour Party, so they'll
send me an email. Send me an email or something if you don't want to give me a photo or something. I suppose just send us an email.
That's our role. That's what
yes, at least koi context वगैरह हो. So we're not going to quote you, but at least we want to know what is the difference. But then again, it's very difficult because for the past so many years there hasn't been any other oppositions in the country.
There's been no election. Those people who are 10 years old,
there's no election,
will be voting this year.
Yes. So that's the downfall.
We've had a dictatorship since 2006. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 8 years.
Yes.
So these guys were in class 6 or something like that, and they have no idea about what democracy is.
So coming back
There's
to
another
your
point.
answer.
They'll be 18 and they'll be voting because our voting age 21 से 18 चला गया.
Yes. कितने year gap रहा from 1980?
2006
till 14.
When the coup happened.
8 years.
So there hasn't been any party in function at the moment at all. And going back to that diagram that I showed you, it is there for someone who's actually led the country after the coup and showed and they brought down those क्या बोलते हैं उसको
GDP growth, domestic products.
But in opposition there hasn't been any parties. So
the deficit has been brought down.
Yes, and I think for fair justification, which party is good, it's actually left for what media is offering us. Or any janta that is voting. I think
well, if you compare the two figures, 4.3 by 1.7, I mean the government that was elected, which was Lassana Gracia's government, which is SDL, basically comparing.
Now it is SODELPA.
SODELPA, which is comparing SODELPA with Fiji First. Basically, that's what you're doing. But I mean, at the moment, Fiji First is not there. But I mean, the Prime Minister is there, and obviously his cabinet, whatever cabinet is there, is Fiji First anyway. So you just basically
we
comparing
also
the
need
two
to
parties.
see the source of the data statistic. Is that Fiji Bureau of Stats?
Yeah, that's actually been published. And
it's been published, so the information will be correct.
Come from Fiji
Fiji
Bureau of
government,
Stats or from the government side?
From the
we look into where the source is so important, no?
Yeah.
Source is important, that's the other thing, but going back to saying that there hasn't been much of a comparison from any other parties who's going to be opposition to Fiji First, I suppose. So they haven't produced anything, which is like, how many years old? So they'll have to actually be dependent on their past function. So here it's a very strong, can be a very strong criticism as well. How do we vote? Shall we vote this party? And then I think people would have the right to go and see इनकी policies क्या है.
Yeah, I mean that's basically
very
we come to
important
that.
to see
Platform. What is their platform?
And that's what people should vote for. कि इनकी policies, because after all, policies are going to run the country.
I think if you delve deeper into it, Paramji, we also need to see the type of people that will be running government, उनका vision, उनका past performance. Are they really for the people in the nation, or are they basically
for themselves,
pandering to certain attitudes? So in that case, I have a really good sort of vibe for SODELPA. What are they coming forward with?
You mean the policies?
Keppers, I've read hers. We wait to see what Fiji First has to offer officially, what the aims and objectives and what are the national vision kya hai. What do they want to do in the next 5 years?
Yes.
I mean, I know what I want to do if I live long enough in the next 5 years. I mean, we know what we will be doing tomorrow morning, hopefully. So a government has to project what is the aim, what do they need to achieve democratically. Yaad karna, abhi tak everything has been by decree, no checks and balance, no accountability and no transparency. So when the budget is given, there will be a debate in parliament.
Yeah.
You can't just say, okay, look, you will
This
get
is the budget.
30%, 30 and I will get, what's the balance, 40.
40.
आप बोलेंगे नहीं मुझको 33 and 30 चाहिए. So these are all mechanisms of democracy which we look forward to.
Oh yeah, I mean, it will. I mean, that's what it is. But at the end of the day, it will come. If how much?
My main
basically.
thing, and I'll stick my neck out here, is, for instance, we all know health services are lagging behind.
As I said, there's 4 critical issues that every party has to address very quickly. One is health, one is cost of living and unemployment.
And I would ask what the government has done in the past 8 years to actually improve the health services offered by public hospitals, primary care.
But also, in contrary to that, doc, what is it to say कि दूसरा पार्टी आएगा वो करेगा? Same thing.
Well, that remains to be seen. If once it's democratically there, people will be asking questions, and they can appeal, they can complain. You know, America mein to they can impeach the president if they're not happy. So you know, these are the things that, look, if you're not performing, perform or get out. That's democracy, na? यहाँ पर coup हो गया था, democratic coup. With Gillard, Mr. Rudd, Ms. Gillard, and our other erstwhile politicians. So we're really looking forward to a good, solid democratic government in Fiji.
So what are your thoughts over the parties that so far have actually bidding for this election? Any thoughts you've seen? Any good ones?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, whichever party, they've got to address the 4 issues as I mentioned.
Doesn't matter which party?
It doesn't matter which party, what they stand. I mean, at the end of the day, if if the unemployment after the elections, if the unemployment still remains where it is,
It needs to go down.
It needs to go down. People need to find work. They need to have a strategy where they'll create employment.
Back
Job
to the same
creativity.
thing. Policies kya?
Policies. It all.
Exactly.
Every parties have to have a policy, and all the policies will depend on 4 things. One is the land issue is one, unemployment is the other, cost of living is the other, and medical. I mean, you go to Suva Hospital. I mean, the condition, the state of the hospital is, you don't probably want to enter.
I worked there for a long time, and I go to Fiji about twice a year, and it really, really saddens me to see how the.
So you guys are not comparing to the status of Australia or any other.
No. Apple to apple. I'm comparing,
Apples.
for example, CWM from 1981 when I started, which was only 11 years after independence, and I've seen it go downhill every year that I go back. Fiji is a third world country. You don't expect it to be like Auckland or Sydney. But फिर भी उस समय के standard के मुताबिक.
But would you classify it as a third world country?
Fiji, yes.
I never thought that actually. It was actually classified.
It is a third world country. It's a developing nation.
They haven't quite classified Fiji, but what they're doing when they're comparing, they're saying you could compare that to a third world country. But it's not been classified as a third world country. But you can
let's
compare
break these down as we come along, and I suppose we'll go into the policies and see what the policies are.
Yeah, remember, India is also classified as a third world country. India is far, far superior to a lot of third world countries. It's got nuclear power. It's got the best cricket team, best IT people. One of the wonders.
The medicals are one of the. I mean,
one of the wonders of the world. Taj Mahal.
Population कितना हो गया उसका?
1.3 billion. And we've all been to India, and we know how advanced it is, and yet it is got the poverty and unemployment and bad health issues, sanitation problems. So if you look at all that, that's how I think all the organization, WHO, etc., classify countries. I maintain that for a country of less than 1 million people, there is absolutely no reason for Fiji to be in the state that it is.
Okay, why don't we
no
do
reason
this?
Whatsoever.
Why don't we do this? Next week we'll do a bit of research and bring to the forum all those countries that have a population under 1 million and see what they are performing. कैसे perform कर रहे? We go tit by tit.
Tonga is performing better than Fiji.
Tonga is under 1 million. Okay. So
no, it's not 1 million. Tonga is. I would be lucky if they're
500,000 people there.
Less.
Let's say less than 500,000.
It is a kingdom. I have been to Tonga. I've been to Nuku'alofa. And it's doing a while back. Tonga is doing much better than Fiji.
Comparatively.
Compared to everything. Okay. Compared to the health system, the hospitals. Look at their sports. Fiji used to thrash Tonga 40-0. Nobody wanted to watch them.
Do you know what's the population of Singapore?
Singapore is, for a small place, many millions.
I don't think it's too many, no? We'll do a bit of research.
I'm not certain, but we can check that.
We'll bring some information.
But look at a place like Hong Kong and all that. The main issue in Fiji is land usage, agriculture, leadership.
Exporting,
And we need to improve our standard of living. Wages upar jana. I mean, I just heard last night that a guy is earning $13 a day. $13 a day.
I remember, Doc. I mean, at least $13 a day is something. I mean, at least you'll probably end up $70 or dollars in your hand. But previously, people used to get just $20, $25 a week in wages.
And this young fella has
60 cents, 75 cents an hour in wages. I mean, and
$1 an hour. So these guys are Form 7 graduate, lives in Nusuri, works for a supermarket and gets $13.
So he gets $13 a week.
No,
a day.
A day. Okay. So what can we do? What we can do?
9 hour day.
9 hour day.
Not 8 hour.
Let's bring the criticism to the board and say $13 ka day ka talab hai. Right? And let's compare to see कि $13 से क्या कर सकता है day ka.
That's going to be pathetic.
In a question.
Really see
exactly.
What he can do with it.
What he can do with $13 कि उसके family कितना बड़ा है?
He stays with his family.
And everything.
That's what I'm saying. The major issues we've got here is the 4 things I mentioned. One is cost of living. That's where we break it down to is cost of living.
Exactly.
How will he spend the $13? That's where the cost of living comes in.
Right.
Any government that comes into power has to consider the cost of living.
Exactly.
The second thing is employment, unemployment rate. I mean, it's got so much unemployment in Fiji.
Job creation.
Job creation. What is the government doing for job creation? Any party that gets in.
Government वाले सुन रहे हैं ना policies की आ रहे हैं सब details.
Right. This is what you got to do. The other thing is medical. I mean, three, and the other thing is land issues. I mean, to create employment, you have to have the proper
good land usage.
Good land usage. I mean,
गन्ना बो.
Yeah.
Go back कद्दू, केरा.
I mean, Fiji is blessed. I'm telling you now, Fiji is blessed with the weather. I mean, the amount of veggies and stuff that can grow.
भिंडी के नहीं याद करो.
नहीं.
भिंडी के बारे में.
Flooding के बात करो.
No. I mean, it happens everywhere. Look at America. The worst tornadoes they get, but they still want it. I mean, America feeds so many people.
उठो दुनिया वालों. Well, it's good to see. Good to see what's happening and what will happen.
And anybody goes in there, any government that goes there has to address these 4 issues.
You know, Fiji imports goat meat. Why don't we have enough goat farms there to feed the local people? Why would you import goat meat from New Zealand and Australia?
Why would you import lamb? I mean,
land mass is big, so you saying they could utilize it.
Very much.
Yeah.
और फिजी में ये एक्वाकल्चर क्यों नहीं होता बिग स्केल में? आप जानते हैं हम यहाँ सैमन खरीदते हैं इतना बड़ा डोरी में हमने खींचा उतना बड़ा ना? It's all aqua farm, all farmed.
Taken out by
not from the ocean. It's farmed here. उसको टैंक में बड़ा करते हैं ना? Fiji has the weather, the resources in the land, and we can do lots of aquaculture there. People are doing it, छोटे ना, केकड़ा farming कर सकते हैं, कुका नहीं बड़ा केकड़ा, prawn farming,
lobsters,
and salmon and fish, and use
which is dying
for exporting. There's plenty of sea to catch your own fish, na, but the government needs to do big time farming, create jobs, create exports. मेरे ख्याल से भी फिजी में खाली एक कैनरी है ना fish.
Yeah, fish cannery in Sinlavuka.
PEFCO. Still owned by Japan or part?
Part. I think it's owned by Fiji. Fiji has got the best tuna flakes. Remember those tins, the old capital tunas? I mean, they're the best in the world.
And good for our health too. So ये सब issues है. Every time I go to Fiji twice a year and I drive down to Suva and I say, this place hasn't changed from Suva Nandi. कुछ नहीं हुआ है. People are planting their corner patches. उसको बोले subsistence farming.
Yeah.
कि अपना खा लिया बस उतना ना. We have to get out of that ना. The world is changing. जैसे आपने बोला global. We need to export, get the dollar in, create employment.
खूब डालो कसेरा हो, at least कुछ तो बिका ही ना.
I mean, Fiji, having said that, Param, Doc, Fiji used to export a lot of things before. When you compare the 1981 after the independence era, then he said, when we went there in the hospital, because that time Fiji was exporting a lot of things overseas. Our sugarcane was one of the backbones of our industry.
Sugarcane काफी कमती हो गया ना.
Again, goes back to the land issue. Na?
Goes back to the land issue. Why? Because most
sugarcane farmers दूसरा गिरमिट नहीं कमाना चाहते भैया.
So do you think this this changing of GCC will change the land issue, or do you think it's still
the only way it will change is for government to do land reform, like it happened in New Zealand after World War II under the Fraser, Prime Minister Fraser, not the Australian Fraser. They have to do it fairly. And with due regard and respect and cognizance to the landowners. You know, tell the landowners, nobody is going to take your land to Australia. It is here, यहाँ पर है. इसको किसी तरह से हम इस्तेमाल करेंगे. Long leases or releasing it under more crown or releasing more to freehold. 83% of the land is owned by our Itoke people. But they might only be using maybe 5%. It's all related to
it's called native land, and that's what it is.
The way the land is administered, you know. You've got the tikina, and then you've got the...
so, agar one of these policies is chosen out there as we will be changing the land issue, the voting nahi mili na.
It's not that simple, because you can't approach one person and say, hey, there's land, what you going to do? Because they have to consult the whole land owning unit. So it's not as easy as we speak. It's a complex problem, and the government really... आप जानते हो जो ELTA land leases that ran out a long time ago? ALTA, that's the Agricultural Land Laws and Tenants Agreement. उसके अंतर्गत हमारे जो sugarcane farmers वो काम करते थे. फिर उसका जब lease renew करने का time आया, बोलते नहीं करेंगे release. We're going to reserve it. And now this government now is actually taking positive steps, say, look, get back into farming. They're subsidizing, which is a good thing.
Which government is that?
current
government.
Mr. Bainimarama's government.
It's in my news. I'm saying they've restarted. I mean, Fiji used to produce its own rice. Now what it's doing is buying rice from overseas. It's buying rice to actually feed the people of Fiji. Whereas before people used to do their own farming, rice farming. We never used to import rice in Fiji.
That's
what affects all GDPs, you know. I mean, that's what it is. Your imports are more than your exports. So that's why
there's a new initiative farming up
in north. It's happening.
Chinese government is helping.
So these are all the little things that will actually help Fiji, you know, and it will help unemployment to be down.
Okay, let's do something for next week.
Okay,
you bring a few policies. I'll bring a few policies that we can suggest. So we are all from Fiji. Let's give our tips. Shayad koi sun le.
Of course, yes. I mean, that's why, because it
help
hurts
the people of Fiji somehow. You think there's medical, there's this.
Major problem.
Bring us some policies. I've finance
One policy is any government job has to be advertised.
Wait, next week leke na.
Okay.
Next week leke na.
Abhi
idea nahi to hum choose kar lekte idea to.
Okay, no problem.
So let's bring us some ideas on the table. It's a good forum and I'm enjoying this at the moment. Lamba hai ye. But it's information for those people out there that are actually listening to this program. And some must have switched off. Kya baat kar rahe log? But it's very important for our country. If we are not born there, if you are born there, so it's a good message that we are going to give to
anybody who loves the country will enjoy discussing this.
And you are somehow, if you even not born there,
if you care about it. Yeah, you don't have to be born there.
Yes.
But any affiliation that you want Fiji to progress, people living there to be living well, healthy, comfortable.
I've got a good feeling about this election in the sense that I think it's going to be, it's going to be a well, sort of a good sort of election. I feel. Abhi bhi time hai, and I think it's, it's getting something. I'm getting a good
positive vibe.
Who's going to win? I don't know at the moment. I haven't researched people what are their interests personally, because that could change.
It only happens on the election day when people can vote. I mean, you can have your predictions.
And it could be a big switch. You
never know. People will. It happens on the day. Yeah.
Change of a government.
Yeah.
People. And once it's changed, it's changed.
Landslide.
So we can worry and we can talk about it. Good guys, and let's move ahead, eh?
This year, an Indian star is born. The star is Fiji Indian TV, featuring a live web TV show covering news, current affairs, sports, Bollywood gupshup, Kaunchi Pakaya, Aao Chat Kare, FITV Talent Time, live coverage and more. Join us with your host Param Sivan. Fiji Indian TV, providing entertainment for the Fiji Indians around the globe. Every Sunday from 1 p.m. www.fijiindiantv.com. Be there.
What's up, everybody? We are back for another round because of your support. We got Jomi, we got myself, Jeffrey. We want to thank you guys so much for all the support, and because of it, we're going to do another song for you guys. Enjoy.
शरबतों का तू मीठे घाट का पानी, मैं रंग शरबतों का तू मीठे घाट का पानी, मैं रंग शरबतों का तू मीठे घाट का पानी, मुझ खुद में घोल दे तो मेरे यार बात रखियो भला झूले लालन ओ लाल मेरी पत लाल मेरी पत रखियो भला झूले लालन ओ लाल मेरी पत रखियो लाल मेरी पत रखियो भला झूले लालन सिंदरी दा सेवण दा सखी शाबाज कलंदर दमादम मस्त कलंदर अली दा पहला नंबर दमादम मस्त कलंदर सखी शाबाज कलंदर हो लाल मेरी है लाल मेरी पत रखियो लाल मेरी लाल मेरी पत लाल मेरी पत लाल मेरी हो लाल मेरी पत रखियो भला झूले लालन सिंदरी दा सेवण दा सखी शाबाज कलंदर दमादम मस्त कलंदर अली दा पहला नंबर दमादम मस्त कलंदर अली दम दम दे अंदर सेवानी लाल कलंदर अली दा पहला नंबर हो दमादम मस्त कलंदर दमादम मस्त
Amazing.
कौन ताल रहा?
I mean, oh, 8-bit Kehrwa.
दोनों टाइम. Amazing, eh? This is what I like to see.
Very amazing. We having इस तरह का कुछ हमारा फिजी में भी हो रहा है. हमारे जो कायवीती इतोके भाई हैं, वो बॉलीवुड म्यूजिक गाते हैं, बजाते भी हैं, हिंदुस्तानी हारमोनियम में. So this is from America?
Yes. This is Jeffrey Iqbal. This guy is actually from a Pakistani background. His parents were Pakistani. Dad was from, I think they're brought up in India.
Yeah.
But he has been playing since a very tender age of 7.
He's obviously classically trained.
But he lives in America now.
Very well done, guys.
He's gone to India to participate in those competitions, singing competitions.
Give us more. Give us more, please.
And he's on his opposition. These two play together.
Beautiful.
The duo, these two mostly, these friends.
How's the black guy?
He's playing very well. Professional. They obviously well trained. और मैं एक नोटिस करा वो हारमोनियम वाला कोड भी बजाता था. तो हारमोनियम में कोड बजाएंगे हवा भर देता. Let he's got a nice harmonium there. वो बिना फ्लूट रहता है.
Scale changer.
Bellows में हवा scale changer. तो I noticed वो जहाँ पर वो कोड बजा रहा था. So he obviously knows Western and classical Indian music notation.
Yes.
Which is very important.
You don't hear a lot of people playing the chords on the harmonium, do you?
Well, unless you know what Western notation है कि या D है ना.
Yeah.
तो हम normally राग में बजाते हैं ना.
Yeah, that video is actually making
Very nice.
around the rap and social media, and people are enjoying it because those two actually quite a number of hits on sites में हुए हैं.
Very good.
And amazing, and those are the wonderful talents you see out in the world. And Iqbal, how are you? And good for you.
Well done.
And Jeffrey and Jomi is the other guy who plays. He plays all of skin instruments.
That's right.
Dholak and tabla and
Mridang and all those.
It's amazing to see. Well, but it's been wonderful to see these things.
Keep on good work, guys. Send us more videos. Yeah, that's nice.
कोड का बात हुआ जिसे हम राग में काला एक सारे गामा करते हैं. तो अगर हम कोड ई पकड़ेंगे तो उसमें हमारा डी शार्प आ जाता है ना. तो काला 2 बोलते हैं. तो it's an advantage, as you would know as a keyboardist, that if you know both notations.
काला एक नहीं मालूम है मुझे. अंग्रेजी ला मालूम है.
The black keys.
Black keys.
काला एक.
2 3 2 8.
C sharp.
हाँ तो C sharp is काला एक.
Susa.
और D sharp is काला 2.
This year, an Indian star is born. The Star is Fiji Indian TV, featuring a live web TV show covering news, current affairs, sports, Bollywood gupshup, Konchi Pakaya, Aao Chat Kare, FITV Talent Time, live coverage and more. Join us with your host Param Sivan. Fiji Indian TV, providing entertainment for the Fiji Indians around the globe. Every Sunday from 1 p.m. www.fijiindiantv.com. Be there.
Well, that is happening on the 11th of October, and 10th of October is the Independence Day of Fiji. So a lot of events have been going to happen around the globe, and around the globe and Sydney and plus everywhere else.
Fiji, of course. And श्रोताओं को हम याद दिला दें कि हमारा इंडिपेंडेंस 1970 में मिला था. 10th of October 1970.
Yeah.
Spot on.
By the way, before I forget, I must thank you. आज हमें अदरक मिला चाय में. Wonderful tea. Getting expert there, dude. You need to go to Mumbai in one of those.
No, I can't. So छलकाए जाम हो जाएगा, छलक जाएगा.
If you ever need to choose a career, कौन सी choose करे तू?
चाय वाला. They win big things. Movie में टाइम मिलता है. They win. I mean, Modi is a चाय वाला. हमारे जो new PM है.
चाय वाला.
शुरू
वाला नहीं है.
Used to sell tea in train station on train stations.
हम भी शायद कुछ पॉलिटिक्स में ज्वाइन कर देंगे. अपने देश के लिए कुछ करेंगे, चाय बनाएंगे.
But at least you're bringing chai to the forum. That's good. At least we can talk about it. But other than chai, I've got something else for you, and you know I've been thankful because you guys are my क्या बोलते उसको? Support है और साथ में encouragement है, and also you guys give me ideas. आइडियाज जब मुझे मिलता है तो मैं जब सोता हूँ तो कुछ ना कुछ सोचता हूँ लाने के लिए.
कुछ रैप करके
कभी छुरी, कभी ये, कभी डंडा, कभी
पिछले तक गुल्ली डंडा.
Last time I gave it to you. This time हम तुम्हें आगे पकड़ेगा. It is very common in Fiji.
कुर्चनी
नहीं, हम इसकी देता है dude.
Oh, sorry.
पकड़ना नहीं. I want you to touch it.
पकड़ के जान जाता है.
पकड़ के तुम जान जाएगा. हम तुम्हें hints देगा भी.
It's too small for कुर्चनी.
इसमें लिवरपूल वाला पेपर मेरे करम से भी है कि कुछ बोले ये इतना बड़ा है, हर रसोई सामान में इस्तेमाल होता है. रसोई मतलब समझता ना? हाँ. किचन. और इसके और भी इस्तेमाल हुए हैं जब आप छोटे बच्चे थे. तो ये
चम्मच है. और भी इस्तेमाल हुए तो जान जाते.
आपको लगा था
बहुत भारी चम्मच लगा.
So that was a bad hint. इसके लगा काफी.
तो
इन्फॉर्मेशन निकालने के तरकीब होता है. अच्छा ये है
चम्मच.
चम्मच है कि चिम्मच है?
चिम्मच हम बोलते हैं भोजपुरी में. चमचा, चम्मच,
चिम्मच ना. अच्छा इसके कितने तरीके हमें बताइए आप लोग.
तरीका
अब चम्मच है, इसका बहुत तरीका होता है ना.
क्या यूज करेंगे उसका?
हमारे जो इंडियंस फिजी में यूज करते हैं, भारत में यूज करते हैं, विश्व में कहीं बार में यूज करते हैं. इसका इस्तेमाल कैसा होता है, किस तरीके के होता है? इंटेलिजेंट ब्रेन बताइए आप कि इसका कितना मैनी यूजेस. हाँ मैनी यूजेस है.
तो इसको चलाते, तरकारी को चलाते भी हैं, सर्व करते हैं. भाई बोलिए कुछ.
मुझे लगा तुम्हें जाना, तुम्हें भी तक सोचे स्टंडिंग है कि चम्मच मिला.
स्पून से चलाते हैं, सर्व करते हैं। लिक्विड भी निकाल सकते हैं, बड़ा चमचा, वो जो कलछुन बोलते हैं, गोल वाला होता है ना, उससे दाल वगैरह सर्व करते हैं। बस सर्विंग एंड ये तो बहुत भारी, इसे खा नहीं सकते।
पीटे के लिए भी रहते हैं ना,
कभी कभी
people use in the shops too,
छोटे से
shops,
मसाला वगैरह
जहाँ पर हाथ का इस्तेमाल नहीं होता है तो वहाँ पर चम्मच का इस्तेमाल होता है,
इन्फेक्शन कंट्रोल और क्लीनलीनेस के लिए ना।
और ये आजकल गोश्त में भी लोग छोड़ते हैं, बकरी गोश्त जब बनाते हैं चम्मच डाल देते हैं।
छोड़े यार,
छोटा वाला चम्मच तो है ना,
टफ बुढ़ा वाला होता है जब।
तो ये आप अलग अलग मटेरियल में भी मिलता है आपको, प्लास्टिक में मिलता है, और ये है क्या एल्युमिनियम
नवा कॉन्ट्रैक्ट मिला तुम्हें का
नहीं
समझ के लोग
थिंक दिस स्टील है शायद, स्टेनलेस
सॉलिड भी मिले हैं,
स्टेनलेस स्टील।
इफ यू लुक एट इट देयर इज सो मेनी यूजेस ऑफ इट ना। और इसको किस तरह से टांगा जाता है, इसको इस तरह से, लेकिन इसके बहुत सारे इस्तेमाल हुए जब हम छोटे बच्चे थे, क्योंकि बहुत मार लगे, क्योंकि दैट इज द क्विकेस्ट थिंग your mom is going to grab.
But we used to get the aluminium one, not this one, steel wala.
वो टेढ़ा हो जाए,
aluminium one. This is stainless steel.
अभी सॉफ्ट ला बना है ना, सॉफ्ट ला है।
वो जो aluminium ला बहुत strong।
मार के चम्मच टूट जाता है ना, तुम्हें लगा चम्मच का?
लगा। जब किचन में जाओ कुछ बनते रहे ना, छुओ तो वही मेरा।
Because that is the quickest thing that can get hold of.
Handy है नजदीक।
What about बेलना?
वो बेलना तो नहीं, थोड़ा चोट लगी बेलना से। चम्मच के मार इज मच इजी है ना, बिकॉज हल्लो करे थोड़ा।
बेलना वो एडल्ट्स के लगता है।
तुम्हें लगा कभी डॉग इसके मार?
एक आध दफे लगा है।
अभी जितना टाइम है टाइम आएगा जाए ना,
चाय नहीं बनने लगी तब।
नहीं चाय नहीं, बट इट इज क्वाइट सॉलिड दिस। लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन, दिस इज दोज हु डोंट अंडरस्टैंड, दिस इज स्पून एंड इट्स अ बड़ा स्पून। हमारे वेस्टर्न वाले लोग देखते होंगे भाई क्या है इससे, कैसे खाना खाएंगे?
टीस्पून तो नहीं यूज कर पाएंगे।
टीस्पून नहीं है।
मेड इन चाइना, वो इंडिया नॉर्मल। हमारे वो छोटे थे, ललित ब्रांड आता था।
दिस इज स्टेनलेस स्टील
फ्रॉम चाइना, इज 555 ब्रांड, 555।
हमारे
अच्छा, तो ये फूड में इस्तेमाल होता है, इसका और कोई इस्तेमाल आप सोच रहे हैं अलावा, मार के अलावा?
कुछ जैसे छोटा स्पून से नमूना वगैरह जो बेचते हैं लोग, वो बेचते हैं ना।
और अगर आपने खेत में सपोज यू लेफ्ट समथिंग इन, यू नो, आगे लॉन में आपने कुछ झुराया हुआ है, जैसे धनिया वगैरह
मसाला बनाने के लिए,
तो मुर्गी लग रही है, उसको क्या करना चाहिए आपको?
इससे फेक नहीं मारा, बहुत महंगा पड़ जाएगा।
नहीं महंगा नहीं, स्टेनलेस स्टील डूड, मैला नहीं होगा, ये साफ कर सकते हैं इसको ना। तो सामने पड़ा रहे, सीधा उठा के सीधा हड़काए दे इसके ना, बीक के मारो ना इसके।
मुर्गी मर गई तो नेक्स्ट अंडा नहीं मिलेगा।
मुर्गी से नहीं मरी, क्या मारा है
मुर्गी नहीं मारा, मुर्गा को मारा जाता है। उनकी अगर जब कुछ चोट लगी तो उसके शुरुआत।
और इसके तरकीब सोचो क्या होता है
चलाने के लिए, सर्विंग
डूड, यू नो, आजकल
वो फेस देखिएगा उसने,
यू नो, शॉर्ट कोई घर गया तो तुमको दिखाने चिमच चेहरा देखने के लिए
कितना लिपस्टिक
लगा, आइडियाज देता है पीपल लोग के ना।
यू कैन, पुराने जमाने में जब ग्लास इन्वेंट नहीं होता,
दूसरा चीज,
हाँ थोड़ा बड़ा है,
छोटा वाला टीस्पून,
दवा पीने के लिए।
हाँ एग्जैक्टली। और
पहले के मेरा मेटल ही था, नो ग्लास, पॉलिश ब्रास, समथिंग सिल्वर।
और कोई तरीका आप लोग के जहन में?
आई थिंक वी रन आउट। हमारे जहन में तो और कुछ नहीं है।
नहीं है? अच्छा, इसकी जब मार लगी तब पता लगी। बट टेल मी समथिंग, इसकी जब मार लगे है कैसे फूले है दही में? कौन वैरायटी है ना, फूले है, वैरायटी है फूले ना इसके। कोई केस
व्हील हो जाए,
हाँ व्हील हो जाए, I mean leaves you the mark where it hits,
but don't इस्तेमाल दिस, क्योंकि you know आजकल की दुनिया में you'll be sued for it.
You can't use this.
खाली खाने के लिए इस्तेमाल होता है, मुर्गी बत्तख को मारने के लिए नहीं और किसी को दौड़ाने के लिए नहीं। ओके, तो डोंट मिस यूज दिस। हाँ सर, ये तो तुम्हारी हो रहा है,
मिस नहीं करो, यूज इट फॉर इट्स राइट पर्पस।
अभी ब्रेक में आ रहा है। Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are a little bit glitch and lots of fun going on here. अगर आपके पास कोई, you know, someone actually gives me all these ideas कि ये लेके जाओ आज। Sometimes I run out of ideas, you know, कि क्या लेके जाऊँ आज फोरम में।
Good idea.
Hopefully आप लोग भी कुछ लेके आएंगे इस तरह से कुछ, you know, काली आ जाते हैं आप लोग यार।
नेक्स्ट वीक से तो हम ये थोड़ा शुरू करेंगे, बट कुछ और भी लाएंगे।
हाँ, और कुछ और भी लाएंगे। अच्छा, अच्छी बात है। एंड यू नो, गुड एंड थैंक यू टू ऑल दिस गाइस दैट ऑन, यू नो, चैट रूम में आते हैं, निकल जाते हैं, एंड गिविंग अस सम डिटेल्स। एंड यू नो,
टाइम फॉर अ सॉन्ग।
यस, टाइम फॉर अ सॉन्ग, एंड दिस सॉन्ग इज बीन सेंट बाय टुडे, हिज नेम इज Mr. Joe Raj, who's from British Columbia.
There we go, Canada.
Canada. And he sung a song very फूलों का इस्तेमाल इसमें बहुत अच्छी तरह से किया है.
कहाँ तक ये मन को अंधेरे चलेंगे, उदासी भरे दिन कभी तो ढलेंगे. कहाँ तक ये मन को अंधेरे चलेंगे, उदासी भरे दिन कभी तो ढलेंगे. कभी सुख कभी दुख, यही जिंदगी है. ये पतझड़ का मौसम घड़ी दो घड़ी है. ये पतझड़ का मौसम घड़ी दो घड़ी है. ये फूल कल फिर डगर में खिलेंगे, उदासी भरे दिन कभी तो ढलेंगे. भले देश कितना हवा का हो झोंका, मगर अपने मन में तुरंत ये भरोसा. मगर अपने मन में तुरंत ये भरोसा, जो बिछड़े सफर में तुझे फिर मिलेंगे, उदासी भरे दिन कभी तो ढलेंगे. कहे कोई कुछ भी, मगर सच यही है. लहर प्यार की जो कहीं उठ रही है, लहर प्यार की जो कहीं उठ रही है, उसे एक दिन तो किनारे मिलेंगे, उदासी भरे दिन कभी तो ढलेंगे. कहाँ तक ये मन को अंधेरे चलेंगे, उदासी भरे दिन कभी तो ढलेंगे.
So guys, what do you think of that song? कौन फिल्म गाना था?
It has been an old movie. It's an old movie. Very nice melodic song.
कहाँ तक ये मन को अंधेरे जलेंगे, किशोर कुमार का गाना.
किशोर, हाँ.
Be pre-80s.
But we'll search about it.
The latest will be 84, 85.
Okay. Wonderful, floral distribution over there.
Was this a real garden?
Canada.
See, there's a lot of floral shows that go ahead in Canada.
Pyramid wala jo tha. That's very nice.
So thank you, Mr. Joe. Joe Raj is from British Columbia. That's actually a guitarist as well.
In British Columbia, is it? Then that might be from Victoria in
the mountain, on the hill.
No. There is
the gardens.
The gardens. There's got beautiful gardens in BC.
Yeah, Queen Victoria Gardens.
Yeah, I think so.
I think I might have been there. वहाँ पर बहुत सारे squirrels थे जब मैं गया था.
Squirrels. There's a lot of
यहाँ
squirrels.
garden में नहीं, लेकिन the trees around it. Lots of squirrels when I was last in BC.
Yeah, we got a lot of bats and they've got a lot of squirrels in there.
Wonderful place.
That was wonderful and that was nice.
Good rendition of the song. Very nice melody.
He's actually singing, and we've requested. There are other people who are actually recording songs, making songs. And if you'd like to record something and send it over, please do so. Our email address is fijiindiantv@hotmail.com, or please post him on our Facebook, on our Fiji Indian TV group. And if you're not there, do join, and we'd like to promote your talent around the globe. So we have just stumbled across Fiji Labour Party website. So we'll give you some more details. Yes.
Okay, great.
We'll break it down.
Good job.
It's happening. It's happening.
Good job.
Yeah.
So it's happening. So it's not that.
Some updates coming up.
Oh yeah, there's few things here.
History.
Post of history. History about Timothy Bavandra.
Dr. Bavandra.
Yeah. There's histories in there.
Yep. It's there, and the screen there for you, dude. And we'll bring more information on that next week. Plus, you two and us three are going to bring in some information and policy changes. What do you think? हमारे दिमाग में दौड़ गया कि क्या बोलना चाहिए हमें. So although from a medical field, I'll let you decide on that. I'll bring something different, and you can bring. आपका कुछ finance का होगा ना?
Yeah. There's a lot of things we can do.
And ladies and gentlemen, आपके पास कुछ है, आप कुछ टिप्पणी करना चाहते हैं, if you want to say something regarding the politics of Fiji, go into our website या तो फिर हमारे ग्रुप में जाइए, post कीजिए, so people can see, कि what I thought as a person out there, कि आपका विचार क्या है, because if you don't speak, then it'll be too late, ना?
Yeah.
बोलेंगे अरे ये दियो, it's no point making decisions unless your input is not there.
Correct.
And,
everybody's input is valuable, no?
Yeah.
As long as it is,
and people come with ideas.
As long as it's fair and not personal, it's there for the forum.
Yes.
The
don't
betterment of the greater good,
exactly.
no?
Yeah. Everybody means the better.
Well, I mean, it's our motherland. We love the country.
You're born home in the hospital.
Hospital.
Dude.
Why ever hospital Taviuni?
I was born at
CWM.
home. I was born at home. I was born at home. Nurse eyes dhare. Mother's pushed liya tha. Well, we have come to the end of our program, guys, and
Safar ka ant
mein hum pahunch chuke.
Before we close off, we just run the events coming for this because the Eid festival.
Oh, yes. Of course, the Eid festival. I'm playing. तो मैं बोले के पड़ी ना.
Because otherwise Sunday come करेगा. हाँ, हम गाना गाएगा.
You guys will be live band.
Yes.
Looking forward to that.
Band
to our program.
It's called Da Findians. Da
Findians.
Da.
DHA?
Yes.
Da.
Fijians.
Yes.
So, those who would like to support, do come and support us. We'll be there not from overseas, but, if you're not interested, so you can still come and watch us.
It starts at 3 p.m.
It starts at 3 p.m, yes.
Up to midnight.
Lots of stalls.
Lots
of food.
Mehndi, sari.
Free entry.
Yeah, free.
Yes.
Lot of parking. As Sashiji said, there'll be...
What time are you coming there? You're doing live broadcast from there? Raftar pakda tum wahan se?
Kuch Raftar nahi. We're not doing Radio Raftar from there. I mean, I think we got a stall there for the Fijian TV.
Yes,
we have to be there. Then
we've been offered.
3 बजे तुम्हें रख पड़ी तब वहाँ पे.
3 o'clock because we've got the sound as well from VTC Vishwas. Actually, got his own people.
It's his sound. I thought Salin is doing the sound.
Is Sharon doing the sound?
Yes, that's what I heard.
Okay.
Salin is doing the sound, but then they may be putting together sounds together.
So that's next week on
coming Saturday.
Coming Saturday, 26th of July.
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock.
Remember that, folks, out there.
Be there.
Make your way down to Liverpool.
Yes, make your way down to Liverpool, and hopefully we'll sell some of those over there.
Lot of khana जितने भाई हमारे
पानी पूरी
फास्टिंग कर रहे होंगे, आप रोज़ा के खोलने के बाद आ सकते हैं, कम
आना चाहिए खोलने के बाद, because there's a lot of events over there as well. Qawwali hai, the local mayor is coming, some VIPs are coming, for us to meet and greet, and I think there's World Cup players or something like that.
Australian players are coming.
Australian, yes, the autograph
squads.
Yes.
Socceroos ka, according to Sachi ji.
Socceroos ka.
I think cricket.
World Cup cricket ka.
World Cup cricket ka.
World Cup
I
cricket.
thought it was the soccer guys coming.
No, World
cricket.
Cup. Next year World Cup is here, no?
Next year World Cup is Australia and New Zealand having the World Cup.
So yes, a lot of people are going to come over there, post around the messages and promote this. So it's going to be a good event. So that's it for us, guys. That's it from me.
You want to wrap up?
Yeah, so just remember, jitne bhi darshak hai, it's next Saturday, it's called the Ramadan Festival here in Liverpool. Remember, Whitlam Centre, Liverpool, from 3 p.m. And then we've got Govinda show happening on the 8th of August up here, and 9th in Brisbane.
Are you travelling in any of that?
We're going to Melbourne. Yeah, Melbourne. Yeah.
You performing, you guys?
Yeah, it's with VTC, and Anish Mishra is actually hosting the Melbourne and Brisbane shows for Govinda. So yeah, we involved with that. VTC.
Dude, these international boys.
International khiladi.
International.
And, quick health tip. We've got 1 minute health tip. Anybody who's 18 years old, please go and see your dentist. जिसने मैंने बताया था, अपना विजडम टूथ का एक्सरे करा लेना. ऑस्ट्रेलिया में OPG एक्सरे फ्री है, मेडिकेयर में होगा.
Okay.
So you can get your medical doctor, GP, or your dentist, wherever you are in Australia.
Have a referral, na?
You need to have a referral. So any state in Australia, go and get an OPG और अपना wisdom यानी कि अकल दांत यानी कि third molars का status देख लेना. इस हफ्ते मेरे पास एक आदमी आया था 42 years old. उसका वो wisdom tooth infection था और दोनों दांत सड़ गया था. Second molar or third, he didn't know the दांत was there. बोले किसने बताया नहीं, दांत निकला नहीं तो है. No, it has to show a little bit. He was not aware कि थोड़ा से दिखाई दिया था ना. So 18 is around about the age where you can check it out. So please do that. Get your OPG. Go to your dentist wherever
because
they are.
without OPG you won't know, no?
You can take a small X-ray.
Swollen, no?
You can do an internal periapical. लेकिन OPG है पूरा मुंह का देगा ना. It's a panoramic picture of all your teeth.
Yes. So those who are 18, that उनका
around about 18 plus.
Wisdom tooth नहीं निकला है, इसका मतलब नहीं कि आपको दर्द नहीं होगा या तो फिर उल्टा जम रहा है.
और ना कि दांत है या नहीं है.
Exactly.
At least you should know.
You should know, yeah.
And OPG is free around here.
Is under Medicare. और कभी-कभी दांत में cyst हो जाता है.
Yes.
तो वो बढ़ेगा बलून की तरह ना. So the last thing you want, all you young guys and girls out there, कि अपना 21st birthday का eve में आपको wisdom tooth का operation कराना पड़ेगा.
Yeah, not good. I know someone's actually getting 4 removed next week.
Wow.
Wisdom tooth. He's 27, so
it's a bit late.
Yeah.
Normally it should be all done and dusted by the time you are 25.
So you actually need to remove your wisdom tooth?
No. Okay. You don't. It's like having a blood test.
If you don't, it'll be like mine.
Yeah.
Okay.
टेढ़ा हो जाएगा.
दांत भी टेढ़ा होएगा, infection.
I had 4.
Most people who go to a doctor to get their medical done, there's nothing wrong with them. Blood test कराते हैं ना, monitor करते हैं, but there might be 1 out of 1,000 जिसको बीमारी मिलेगा ना.
Depends on the age, na? Actually, young people be carrying cholesterol issues, na?
Oh, you can get leukemia if you're a young person, na? Blood cancer.
And you won't know unless you have a blood test.
तो इसी तरह जब तक आपका जो वो चेकिंग नहीं होगा, शायद सब कुछ ठीक ठाक होगा. Maybe there's nothing wrong, but at least you need to know.
At least it's free. It's better. Prevention is better than
and
cure.
In Australia, it's free. Go to your dentist. You might be in Tassie or Breezy or anywhere. So that's our health tip for today.
Wonderful. और बुजुर्ग लोग जो हैं उनके बारे में
बुजुर्ग लोगों को 55-60 year old में भी wisdom tooth कभी-कभी निकलता है. वो
अरे क्या बात कर रहे हैं?
हाँ. क्योंकि ये है वो जो आगे का एक दांत मानो 3 दांत है ना, तो अगर ये दांत उखाड़ दिया गया तो ये wisdom tooth नीचे से उसके फिर जगह मिल जाता है. तो ऊपर आकर कभी-कभी आएगा.
Okay, then start pushing that.
हाँ, तिरछा जमेगा लेकिन वो निकल जाएगा कभी-कभी. रिजर्व्स पे है ना, बेंच पे बैठा रहता है. किसी को इंजरी हो गया आ गया. तो कभी-कभी 50 प्लस में बोलते कि भाई अब ये उम्र में दांत निकलता है. दांत हर वक्त था वहाँ, लेकिन उसको मौका नहीं मिला. हाफ टाइम में फिर मौका मिला.
तुम कल किसके संग कंपनी करा रहा है? You've been having some families over yesterday.
Yes.
Not South Indians.
No.
Okay. Just asking. Unless you're accompanying me too much.
So वो तिरछा जमेगा लेकिन वो रिजर्व में आ जाएगा. So बहुत ही problematic thing है. We only remove problem wisdom teeth.
अच्छा.
जो शांति है, जो behave करते हैं, उसको बुकिंग नहीं करेंगे, छोड़ देंगे. Don't need to remove it. That's a misconception कि भाई wisdom tooth है, डॉक्टर देखता है पैसा बनाने के लिए निकालता है ना. ऐसे कुछ नहीं है. हमारे डॉक्टर खून इस तरह नहीं निकालते कि वो वैम्पायर है, वो हमारा खून पीना चाहते हैं ना.
Yeah, it's because
It is
So
a
to
procedure.
get OPG, they don't have to come to you, na?
They need to see a GP or a dentist.
Oh, okay. So
you
either.
have to be registered to get a referral.
So either of
There
that.
has to be a reason for getting it. Same as a blood test, na? क्यों करा रहे हैं?
So someone on the street can come up to you and say, "Look, I need to get my wisdom teeth checked." They can do it at your place.
Any dentist.
Oh, any dentist.
Any registered dentist, you will go in and so.
If they have the OPG machine, na?
हाँ बोलो कि no OPG नहीं कराएंगे. We send you to a radiographer. Some dentists have OPG.
Okay.
We will give you a referral.
Okay.
और जैसे हमारा chest X-ray होता है, knee skull, they will go and
Any charge for referral?
bulk bill. It's bulk bill.
It's bulk bill. Oh, okay. So it's free. Oh, good. Just pop in and see anybody,
No, it's
any of
not
the
free.
dentist.
Nothing is free in this country.
Date करके book करो ना, phone करके book कर
और
सकते हैं.
dentist might charge you a consultation. जैसे मेडिकल डॉक्टर के पास जाएंगे ना, they might say कि लोग तुम्हारा चेक करेंगे.
But it's bulk bill, na?
OPG is 90+% bulk bill.
Okay.
और ये नहीं है कि चेक ने मत कराना कि अब जाएंगे बोले आपका तो विजडम टूथ निकल गया चारों क्यों एक्सरे करा रहे हो. तो डेंटिस्ट को
Look,
चेक
it's
कराना चाहिए.
episode 23 and you have been promising since episode number 18 कि तुम्हारा दांत का निरीक्षण ड्यू है. 18 के 17 से ड्यू है.
ठीक कर लेंगे वो तो
कर
मामूली
लेंगे
चीज़ है.
बाद में डेंटिस्ट घर में.
अभी इंटरनेशनल शो में जाएगा नहीं ना, इसके दांत का करना आना पड़ेगा.
तो
Good tip actually. Good tip.
Yeah.
I actually had a small tip as well, but we can. Time, yes, persist. Very important. जब I was asking you guys चम्मच की बात होती है. And usually when we go to people's place and invited for dinner, for example, and you've gone to various places, you and I have, we all actually have gone to various places. Thank you, Joe, and for your post, Joe Raj. We have played your song today, and I don't know if you have tuned in. Now, health aspects, how it is important is when you get invited to a dinner, you don't say कि हम ये चीज खाएगा ना. Do you usually say?
No.
you get what you just eat what
Unless
you
close
give.
family है ना. But the aspect what I'm trying to target is when you're going for a dinner, the food production is not on your control. समझ गए मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ?
You're served.
So you're not preparing the food by yourself. The reason I'm saying is yesterday I had a dinner. So I was invited for a dinner, but okay, I'll come for a dinner. But there was a lot of salt in the food. हंस क्यों रहे यार? Lot of salt in the food. अब हम शर्माई की खाई की कुंज कर तुम बताओ. I mean, I'm
Often
not,
लोग out of courtesy खा लेते हैं.
खा लेते ना.
It's a usual thing
But
to do.
उसका side
We
effects
don't
होता है
want
ना.
to offend the cook.
Yeah.
लेकिन फिर हमारा blood pressure,
नीमक तो नीमक तीता dude.
sodium retention,
जरा तेरा भीतर यहाँ.
तीखा
दूध पी लेता.
और salt की तीखा. तीखा.
तीता और salt और पूरा mixture के साथ. But the tip I'm trying to say is, those who are cooking at home, if you're inviting anybody for dinner, do not put these ingredients according to your taste. Do you trying to understand what I'm saying?
Consider the guest.
Consider the guest.
ठीक है. और consider children. हमारे घर पर क्या होता है, बच्चे आते हैं तो वो मिर्ची छोड़ने से पहले थोड़ा निकाल के बगल कर देते कि ये बच्चों के लिए चिकन है और ये एडल्ट्स के.
And I always say कि take out salt in a little bit of, put it on the table. कि जिसको जितना चाहिए वो छोड़ सकता है. Do you agree with me, guys?
Yeah.
कि if you
टेस्ट के लिए तो agree, लेकिन health wise जितना कम नमक हो जितना नहीं छोड़े, because it water retention, as you know.
नमक तो नमक छोड़ो, चाय में चक्कर. Those who अगर वेस्टर्न साइड तुम जाओगे,
चाय में चीनी ठीक था, ज़्यादा नहीं था. Okay.
So when you go to western side, people put a lot of sugar.
Yes.
Food. So food preparation, ध्यान दीजिए please.
Nowadays,
किसी को घर बुला रहे हैं.
people actually, when you go and people ask you for tea, they ask you how many sugars you have. I mean, nowadays people are learning, no? They ask you, they don't, because पहले Fiji में रहा तो घर जाओ, they just चाय पिएगा, yes, and चाय कम salt.
But food production is so important because क्या है, तेल छोड़ते हैं. किस तरह का तेल होता है, we don't know. But we can't say much कि किस तरह का तेल इसको. But content of the tail is important. ना कि अगर तो तेल ज़्यादा है तो you start having diarrhea. So no, I'm not that I had diarrhea yesterday, but I'm just saying कि ज़रा ध्यान दीजिए health wise.
कोई भी fatty food में steatorrhea बोलते हैं ना, चल नहीं लगता है पेट. बोले चेत चले लगा ना. आदमी चाहे बैठा रही बट पेट चली.
So it's very important.
सुना ना डॉक, Dinner पे lunch पे बोला ना. Got the tips?
Got the
Correct, yeah.
No,
Make
Loud and clear.
ख्याल रखना चाहिए. We are guests, no? कि
Plus, we are also all cooks.
Yes.
Most males now cook, and it's good for us to
know
take
and,
the
because halat
tips
kharab
on.
hota hai, you know, if you
Take the tips on.
and if you're diabetic, you know, if you don't want to tell your friend you're diabetic, or if you've got a heart condition, you've got blood pressure condition, अब तुम बताया नहीं ऐसे तुम गोली खाता है 10-20 गोली तो वो लोग you don't usually say things like that to people. No?
Personally.
Personal है तो you know a good tip for those people who are preparing food कि you know they may be people coming जो अच्छे लग रहे देखने में और कुछ conditions हो
अंदर क्या है
we don't know
बाहर क्या
and
है
usually it's hidden.
Yeah.
तो that was a tip from me. तो घर में तुम लोग कहीं बोला ना मैं dude.
चीनी
No, this is guys are calling me.
नीमक कम थी चीनी
चाय में इसके नीमक देना
शक्कर
और खाना में इसके चीनी.
Chidi. Okay, we are coming to the end of the program. That was you know,
अच्छा सफर था.
Safar tha, and
that's
we had a
good.
bit, one glitch, you know, but hopefully I haven't lost that part of it. Next week we'll come with more shows and more details.
Next week we will come with our political.
वो सब तुम लेके आएगा ना? Yes. We're going to you know
Our policies for the
recommendations, personal recommendations कि क्या policies होनी चाहिए. So do tune us next week.
And we definitely have to start our tabla talk.
Tabla talk, yes.
5 minutes.
Yeah.
Tabla talk, yes, we will.
Uncle ji से ना.
We'll start with the tal dadra. 6 beat के बोलते जो.
लिखेगा हम. Every week लिखेगा.
First beat है 6
By the end
beats
of
का
it,
ना.
सीख जाएगा, boy.
It's easy. You're already playing. You just have to translate the beat into the language of tabla. So we'll start with the 6 beat or 3x3 बोलते हैं ना.
Okay, we'll do that. So next week you guys are bringing कितना policies तुम लोग लेके आ रहे? 2 is enough?
Yeah, 2 is enough.
2 ठीक है.
We'll bring 2 policies and तुम लोग फोन करके दूसरे से बात नहीं करना कि तुम कौन सी policy रखा है. अच्छा? Not allowed to discuss, please.
Okay.
क्या आप बताएगा allowed नहीं है policy.
अच्छा सुनो.
और कोई से टिप लेके भी allowed नहीं है.
Okay.
ढेर friends लोग टिप देंगे. So
Has to be original.
Has to be original.
अगर 2 policy हमार 2 policy तुम्हारे सब सेम रही तब क्या करेगा?
Well, that's it कि अभी तो सोका के इन लोग जीत गया है different है तुम लोग के policy रहता है. Policy is policy.
ठीक है.
नहीं, because medically, financially, you know, and I'll make something else totally irrelevant to medical and financial.
So health side, you can.
And I already know, you know, what
economic side.
My policy is going to be. There's going to be some social issues.
Good, social, economic,
social issues.
health.
Yes. And I think Fiji needs a good social.
But you can't divide the 3, na? Ekke mein milai. There's a 3-legged stool.
Yes. So if you got 2 tips, you got 2 tips, and I got
mesh
2
ho jayega.
tips. Yes.
It'll all gel.
Yes. So we'll bring something to the forum. Those people, if we have actually somehow today in our program, you know, said something that have, you know, touched your feelings, please forgive us because we do research here. It takes a lot of time. कभी-कभी शब्द निकल जाते हैं, कभी-कभी policies भी निकल जाते हैं, कभी-कभी कुछ ना कुछ हो जाता है. So, you know, guys, you know, we are working hard towards giving a good program, and this is our best. We have got people that do, you know, touch base and say, look, you know, we enjoyed the programs. खासकर गुल्ली डंडा वाला.
And they tell us if we have crossed the line.
We have crossed the line.
We have people monitoring.
Yes.
And they're liaising.
Yes.
So this is Fiji Indian TV from Sydney, Australia.
Yes.
Yeah, live in Scott Street,
Jinda,
Liverpool.
live.
And next week we'll bring some more information. And this week we had Fiji's first party. And next week we'll be talking about Fiji Labour Party. कि क्या वो दे रहे हैं, क्या नहीं दे रहे हैं. What is ins and out and pros and cons. From us, goodbye.
Shabakher.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks for
And all the
joining
best.
us, and see you next week.
Yep. Keep safe and thanks for viewing.
This year, an Indian star is born. The star is Fiji Indian TV, featuring a live web TV show covering news, current affairs, sports, Bollywood gupshup, Konchi Pakaya, Aao Chat Kare, FITV Talent Time, live coverage, and more. Join us with your host Param Sivan. Fiji Indian TV, providing entertainment for the Fiji Indians around the globe. Every Sunday from 1 p.m. www.fijiindiantv.com. Be there.